Hello and welcome to another episode of Beyond the Cane Pole. This is Peter. While working around yesterday, I found some grubs when we moved the boat around. Now, grubs are something you find when you dig in for worms and stuff like that. And right here, in case you haven't seen one, this is what they look like. This one looks like it's getting close to getting ready to form a chrysalis and go into an adult stage. I have at least one more. At any rate, what I'm going to do is I'm taking my 15-foot pole with a bobber, number 6, number 8 hook, and of course if you don't drop the grub it helps. Sorry about that. At any rate, this is how I put one on the hook. Just thread it on from behind the collar. That's what it looks like. Now this one, like I said, looks like it's getting ready to metamorphosize, so it's not as white as sometimes they are. Okay. Adjust it so you're looking at the lake or at the pond. And as I said, I'm using my 15-foot pole with a bobber rig. Just get that out there. Now, I've heard fish splash. You just heard one today. So there's fish out here. But we did yesterday just do a lot of work on the pond. Now I'm sitting over here where it's shady and it should be a little closer to the pond. But we did a lot of work, so I'm not going to guarantee that there's any fish out here to be had. I was standing right out here where I'm fishing, holding the pontoon boat while we cut a few limbs off the tree. So we'll see. I would have shown y'all finding the grubs, but we were busy yesterday and I just grabbed a container and grabbed them up. Now, if you've gathered your own worms, I'm sure you've seen them before. So it's not like that's anything new. And y'all pardon the backup alarms and stuff. It seems like they're working on the road just down a little bit from where we live. They're doing some grading, and I think I even heard some rock being dumped. So we're just gonna fish with these grubs. I've got 2. I didn't catch a lot, and we'll see how it goes. Turn this back on when we get a fish. All right, folks, I lost my first grub because I had to take it off, or because I got snagged up, and I switched to my 20-foot pole. But here's what happened with my second grub. Get me a nice pretty bluegill. Now, usually because these things are soft, you don't get a second chance to use the bait. But in this case, bait's still on this hook. So if it survives the cast, tried to slingshot it, didn't work. I should be able to put it back out there. Okay folks, I found one more grub in that can. I thought I had 3, but I only found 2 originally. I just looked through the can, sifting out dirt as I went, and I found the one more. Since I had that one fish and I haven't had another one on that grub that's out there, I'm gonna go ahead and put that on there. But if you see, you notice this one's more white, whereas the other one was more black. The first one. This one is what they look like whenever they're not quite ready to metamorphosize. They get even bigger than this. Alright, I'm gonna put that on the hook, and I'll be back with you if I catch something. Well, I've been out here a little while. Actually had to move where my chair was because my shade was disappearing. I've seen a few fish hitting along the edge, bugs or minnows or something, probably bass. Been listening to the bullfrogs, which is amazing. It's daytime, but the bullfrogs are out croaking. Got other frogs and stuff that's been doing a little croaking here and there. Definitely at night you'll hear them. Haven't had any more luck on the grub, which is in a way surprising, but in a way not too surprising. I haven't had as much luck on these grubs side by side with worms. I've always picked them up whenever I've been catching worms, and we've always tried them, but worms seem to do a little bit better. Never tried them alongside crickets or grasshoppers, but I'm sure that crickets or grasshoppers would outfish them given my comparison with worms. That said, I found these purely by accident moving the pontoon boat where the pontoon logs were in contact with the ground. You kick over a stump or something, you scatter up some leaf litter, some grass, whatever, as you're trying to find worms, and usually you find these grubs. It does not hurt, especially if worms are being a little bit harder to come by, to grab some of these grubs and use them for fishing. It's an unusual bait. They're a little softer than worms. Just thread them on the hook. I hook them right behind the head and thread them on just like I would with a worm. Bring the hook out the rear end of it. It's pretty simple to rig up, pretty simple to find, pretty simple to catch. Which means that you have a fish bait. If you have a hook, you have a line, nothing else. You don't need anything else. However, having a pole would be nice, having some weight would be nice, but if you have a hook and line, you find a grub, you can catch fish. Once you catch the first fish, I'm going to show you something else here in the near future that will show you how to catch fish once you get a first piece of good bait. Although you don't have to have fish for it, and right now I threw the brim back that I caught. I really don't have any fish for bait, so I'm going to use something else. I did intend on doing this next video I was doing at the club, but things this weekend didn't work out. I want to go ahead and get it done because I don't think I'm going to get a chance to do it next weekend, this coming up weekend either. Anyway, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoy it. Keep in mind there'll be some more unusual videos, unusual bait videos coming out soon, and there'll be other videos.